You ready?
Yes, sir. Everybody's ready. Are we ready, Lilian?
You got the stick?
It's okay. Get it, man.
Is this from Manny?
Antonio just gave that to me.
I bet it's from Manny. Is this from Manny? Antone?
Yeah.
Manny?
I don't know. I can't find the bull. I don't know. Maybe when they put the guy was under it, they showed it to me.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Good morning, gentlemen. 120, 121, and 120, 21, 21, 22. Now 3, we get 3, we get 4, 5, and 25. Going to be 6, 127. Going to be 120. Hey, going to be 129. Going to be 930, and 30. Going to be 32, 31, 2, 3, and 32. Got 33 and half, 34, and 34 here, 34, 34, 33, 34 here, 33, not 4, and 33. We get 4, 5, and 35, 35, 35, 635. Going to be 6, 7, and 37 of 8. We get 30, hey, 37 of 8, 37 of 8, 37. Going to be 8, 8 here, so 137. Booker 11. 131 and 31 here, 31, 31, 32, 31, 2, 31, 2, 31, 2, and 32, 3, 33, we get 34, we get 34, 5, and 35, 6 here, 35, going to be 6, 7, and 37, we get 30, hey, going to be 8, 9, going to be 39 now, 40, 140, 141, and 42, 41, 2, 3, 43, 44, 44, 44, 43, 4, and 43, we get 44, 5, and 45, going to be 46, 147, and 47, going to be 140, hey, going to be 149, going to be 9, 8, 9, and 40, hey, going to be 9, 9 here, 40, hey, going to be 9, bit of a line to get on here. So 148, Cav 3. 121 and 121 here. Going to be 21, 31 here. 121, 21, 21.
3 and 4-year-olds. 3 and 4.
Hey, will you write down 2 head, what they weighed, the last 2, and what they brought? Can you do that for me? Can you see that? What they weighed? 1398. And they brought 148. Can you write that down? 121 and 121, 21, 2, we get 3, we get 4, now 5, now 7, now 9, 31, 31, 33, 33, 5, and 35, going to be 7, 37, 35, 7, and 35, going to be 7, you're out there, 39, and 37, down, 8, 9, 39, 40, going to be 140, we get 40, 140, 140, and 39, 40, 139, we get 40, 139, going to be 40, 140, so 139, Cavinus, 139, Cavinus. 2 head.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you do that today, okay? Not every single one, just the ones I tell you. These 2. Maybe these 2. Put 5 head. Put 5, yep. $1.50. 152 and a half. Yeah, 2 and a half here, bit of a 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, 52 and a half, outside, good to be 250, and 52 and a half, bit of a 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, bit of 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, you get to 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, good to be 155, and 2 and a half, now 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, gray, 152 and a half, 9.
Gray 9. Okay.
Point, and then just do, you don't have to do the point, just do 152, and then on this side, just put 50, 50. You can make your ones a little bit bigger.
I can't.
You have all that space to write that.
Yeah, pretty good count, John. Pretty good count.
131, 31, 33, now 5, going to be 7 and 9, 39, 41, 141, 143, 41, 35, and 45, going to be 7, 149, going to be 149, 47, 49, 47, $9, and 47, going to be 950, 151, and 51, 2, 51, 2, 53, 53, 54, 54, 53, 4, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 54, 5 here, so 154, grade 10.
Write them two down. Write them two down. Gotcha. You've been replaced.
That's fine. Don't mess up. Wake out, wake out.
130 31, 31, 31, 33, 31, 3, and 33, we get 3, we get 5, going to be 7, 37, and 9, we get 39, 37, height, and 37, going to be 9, and 37, going to be 9, 37, going to be 9, 37, and 40, 140, we get 40, 39, 49, again 40, and 141, we get 42, 141, 2, and 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, bit of a 2 here, Cav, 141, Cavus.
When are these coming? Yep. 3, Cav 3.
Right, I'm gonna make that
When are these
exact
coming?
3.
Later.
Okay.
Hold on.
Gotcha.
One, two, I wish you had one and
7 and 1 whack.
I love it.
Wake out.
Just the ones I tell you to do.
Dollar bill, 2.5, $8, 2, hand, going to be 2.5, 102 and a half, bit of a 2 and a half, now 5, 7 and a half, 10, going to be 110, bit of a 10, 12 and 15, and 15, $15, hand, 12 and 15, 17 and a half, 20, and 120, 122 and a half, 122 and a half, 5, and 25 here, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 30, bit of 30, going to be 31, 30, and 7 and a half, going to be 30 and a half, 30, bit of a 30, going to be 30, bit of 30, going to be 30, going to be 30, bit of 30 and a half, 30 here, Booker, 127.50, 11. 131, 31 here, 31, 31, 31, 31, we get 31, going to be 31, 3, and 31, 33 to 3, and half 31, we get 3, and 31, we get 33, going to be 31, we get 33, and 31, 33, 5 here, 35, 35, 34, 5, 34, you get 34, now 33, 4, and 34, going to be 34, now 33, we get 4, we get 4, we get 4, and half 4 here, Booker, 133, nothing.
¿Por qué el Manny no viene aquí?
What's my cabinet's buyer's name? It's not Ty. It's Troy. Troy?
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, Salve. Hey, come on. I got a little wet this morning. Wake out.
I bet.
$10. 110, and 110, but within 110, 110, 110, 110, 10, $102 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 102 and a half, going to be 102.50, and 5, and 0.5, it get 5, it get 5, it get 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 110, but 10, 110, 12 and a half, going to be 10, 12 and a half, 15, and 15, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 17, 50, and 16, 17, and 17, 17, going to be 17, it get 17, going to be 17, it get 17, Cavus, 116, nothing.
All right. Write these 3 down.
135, and 35, 35, 35, and 35, going to be 7, 35, going to be 7, already to get 35, going to be 7, 35, going to be 7, 35, 6, 7, and 37 to 8, 37 to 8, to get 9, now 40, now 1, and 42, going to be 3, to get 4, to get 5, now 6, 47, 40, hey, to get 9, to get 9, 48, 9, and 40, hey, going to be 9, 149, 50, 151, and 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, here, going to be 151, and 50, 51, here, going to be 151, going to be 151, here, Cavus, 150, on 3.
What, that's 3 by 7?
No, I want you to write the average. I want you to write 12, average, 1273, not 3820.
3, 7, 4, 5.
3 years old, 7 months,
4-year-old, 5 months.
and 4-year-old and 5 months. 2,000. 2100, 21, 20, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2100, 21, bit of 1 here, going to be 2100, and 2100, bit of 1 here, going to 20, 21, 21, 2100 here, going to be 1000, 1100, 1200, and 12, 14, 16, and 1600, going to be 14, bit of 16, going to be 14, going to be 16, 18, 1802, and 2000, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to be 1900, 19, bit of 19, 1900, I got 18 here, going to be 19, now 2, and 2000, going to be 2, bit of 2, 19, bit of 2000, going to be 2000, going to be 2000, going to be 2, 19, 2. Now 1, 2100, 2100. Chris, 2000 on 3. 135 and 35, 37 of hand, 37 of hand, 35, 37 of hand, 37 of hand, going to be 140, going to get 40, going to be 2.5, 5, and 45, going to get 7 of hand, 50 there, going to be 152 and a half here, 2.5, 52, 50, and 2.5, bit of a half here, going to be 52 and a half here, going to be 52 and a half here, sold 150, grade 9.
A gray 9.
What is that supposed to say?
What? 1, 2, 7, 8.
Well, you're going into 5th grade, and that's as good as you can write.
Wait now, go ahead.
You're 40.
135 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 37 of hand, going to get 37 of hand, going to get 37 of hand, going to be 37 of hand, 37, 50, and 37, 7 of hand, going to be 37 of hand, going to be 35, 7 of hand, 40, going to be 140, 140, 140, 140, and 40 Troy Yacht, 140, and 43, going to be 40, going to get 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 40 here, book 137, 50, 11. Where you been? Sleepy.
5 by 7, and I think it's 5 by 6.
5-year-old, 7 months.
Let me make sure.
Both of them? Yep. Both of them 7 months bred. 1,000. 1,100. 11. 1,000. 1,100. 13. Going to get 15. Going to be 17. 17. Going to be 19. 117. Bit of a 19. Now 2. And 2,000. Going to be 2. 19. Going to be 2,000. Going to be 2,000. Going to be 19. Going to be 2,000. Bit of a 2,000. Now 1. And 2,100. Going to 21 here. 21. 21. 21. 2,100. And 2,100. Going to be 2,100. Going to be 2,100. Chris 3. 2,000.
6 by 3 and 6 by 4.
6'3", 6'4", 130. 131, and 31, 30, 31, here, 31, 31, 31, 31, going to be 133, and 33, 5, and 35, 37, 37, 35, going to be 7, 35, going to be 7, 6, 7, and 37, 8, 37, 8, and 9, going to get down 40, going to be 40, top 1, and 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, 3, 43, 44, here, 44, there, 44, and 3, going to get 4, 43 and a half, 4 here, Chris, 143, 3. Troy, I've got these buyers kind of trained the last few years, and you're coming here kind of throwing me a wrench. Your math ain't mathing.
Think now. Wait now.
75, and 75 here, 75 is now 80, and 75 going to be 80 cents a pound, 75 going to be 85 and 90, going to get 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95 dollar. $1 a pound going to be $1.05 here, 105, 105, 110, and 110 going to be 10, 15, going to be 110, 15, going to be 10, 15, bit of a 10, 15, sold 110 gray, straight.
Great, great.
Bota. Vamos a decirme yo.
Write him down. Put 1. Write his weight. Bring the price. Write it a little bit.
$1.50. 2.5, yeah, 2.5, 5, and 55, 57, 57, going to be 60, bit of 60, going to be 2.5, going to be 2.5, 5, and 5, 7, 7, 7, 7, going to be 67 and a half here, 750, and 67 and a half, 7, 7, going to be 67 and a half here, sold 165, given bull.
You can write it bigger.
I can't.
Take up the whole, like, write it like this. Do it like 17. Use the whole deal. 1,
Look, right there.
5. That's 3. You better write better, or you ain't going to nothing. No, write him down.
125, and 125, 25, 25, 30, and 25, going to be 30, 25, going to be 30, 125, going to be 35, 35, 35, 40, going to be 140, going to be 40, going to be 140, and 37 to 40, and 42 and a half, 2 and a half, 42 and a half, 42 and 5, and 45, 45, 45, 45, dug out 45 here, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 47, 50, and 40, going to be 7 and a half, going to be 47 and a half here, Doug, 145, 6, Doug 6. 135 and 35, 37 of 5, going to get 37 of 5, going to be 37 of 5, going to be 37 of 5, 40 and 40, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 142 and a half, 45 here, 7 and a half, 50 and a half, 50 and a half, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 52, 55 and 55, 55, 55, 35 and 55, 55, 55, 7, 55, going to be 7, 55, going to be 7 here, 55, going to be 7 here, going to be 7 and 9 and 57, going to be 9, 57, going to be 9, going to be 9, 57 here, going to be 9, Hutter, going to be 9 here, Gibbon, Bull X, 157, Gibbon, Bull X.
What's wrong with that bull?
Raining out west, Taylor. Not like here. 135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, now 5 here, 37, 40, good 140, we get 42 and a half, and 42 and a half, 45 here, 45, 45, 45, 45, 5 here, 4 and a half, and 47 and a half, 50, another 53, you're going to be 150, we get 50, we get 50, both out over here, 150, and now 53, you're going to be 150, we get 50, we get 50, we get 50, we get 50 here, Gibbon, 147 and a half. Boo. $125 and 125, 125 here, 25 there, 125, 85, 85, 85, 125 here, 125 and 25, bit of a 10, 12 of a van, going to be 10, 12 of a van, 10, 12 of a van, 10, 12 of a van, going to be 10, 12 of a van, bit of a 10, 12 of a van, going to be 10, 12, 50 and 15, and now 15, 37, 8 and a half, 7, 8 and a half, going to be 20, going to be 222 and a half, and 20, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 20, we get 2 and a half, going to be 20, we get 2 and a half here, so 120, Doug 6.
Maybe Manny's bull?
Is that Manny's bull?
Maybe, I don't know.
Surely not. Dollar. 2 and a half. You 2 and a half. Going to be 102 and a half. Going to be 2 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 and a half. 102 and a half. Now 5 and 750 and 7 to 10. 10. Going to be 110. 10. 12 to 9. 10. 12 to 9. Half 15 and 15. 15. 7. 10 and a half. 7. 10 and a half. 20 there. Going to be 120. Going to be 120. Going to be 20. Going to be 20 there. 120 and 7. 10 and a half. Going to be 22 and a half. Going to be 22. 55 and 20 and a half. Going to be 25. Going to give 5 here. So 122 and a half. Doug 6. 135 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, we get 37 and a half, we get 37 and a half, 40 and 42 and a half, 42 and a half, 45 here, 45, 7 and a half, 47 and a half, going to be 150 and 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, now 5 here, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, going to be 60 and now 60 there, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 1 and to get 1, has to get 1, 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 to get 1 here, so 160, Gibbon Bull.
Write him down. Remember that guy's name walking to get coffee? Chitwood? Is that Chitwood? I don't remember that when I asked you.
135 and 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 40, going to be 142 and a half, 5 and 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, going to be 150 and 2 and a half, going to be 5 and 55, 55, 55, 53, 5, 53, 5, 7 and 55, going to be 7, 55, going to be 7, 55, going to be 7, $8 and 57 of it 9, going to get 9 now, 9, going to be 9, 61 and to get 1, 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 now 1, you're at Troy, 162 and 2, going to be 2, 61, 2, 61, 2, 1, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to be 2, Cavus, 161 Bull. 125 and 125. Going to be 125 here. 25, 25, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half. Going to be 27 and a half. Going to be 27 and a half. Going to be 27.50 and 20. Going to get 7 and a half. Going to be 20. Going to get 7 and a half. Going to be 27 and a half. Here's sold 125. Doug 6. 135, 35, 35, 37, 37, 40, could be 40, we get 2.5, 142 and a half, 5 here, 45 here, 45, 7.5, 45, you get 5, Doug, 145, and 45 and a 5, and a 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, now 5 here, Gibbon Bull, 142 and a half. One of the workers. 110. 110, 10, 12 of going to be 112 of 15, 17 and a half, going to be 22 and a half, 122 and a half, 125 here, 27 of 27 of 30 and a half, 30 bit 30, and 33 going to be 30, we get 30, going to be 30, we get 30, going to be 32 and a half, and 32 and a half, 31 here, 31, 32, 31, 2, 3, and 33, we get 30, 40, we get 35, we get 35, 6, 35, 600, and 35, going to be 6 here, going to be 6, on 135, Doug 7. $135, 35, 37, 37, 40, going to be 42 and a half, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45 and a 5 here, 145, and 45 there, you get 45, 7 and a half, 47 and a half, 47 to 50, $1.50, 150, 50, you get 51, and 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, Troy out, 151, and 50, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, book, 150 on one.
Write this one down.
135, 35, 35, 37, 37, 40, 142 and a half, 45 here, 47 and a half, 47 to 50, and 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 55, and 57 and a half, 57 and a half, going to be 60 here, going to be 160, going to be 160, and 57 and a half, going to be 160, 57 and a half, going to be 160, Doug 7, 157.50.
Write this one down.
135, 35, 35, 35, 37, 37, 37, 37, 37, 40, and 40, you're going to get 2 and a 5, and 45 and 7 and a half, 47, 50 here, 2 and a half, 2 and a half here, 52 and a half, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 1, 3, and 53, 51, 53, and 51, 3, 51, 3, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 53, 55 here, 53, 55 here, 53, we get 5, 53, we get 5 here, sold 153, Gibbon Bull. See what you started, Troy. 125, and 25, 25 here, 25, 25, 25, 25, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 27 and 27 and going to be 27.50, and 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 30, and 30, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, and 35, we get 5, 35 and a half, 5 here, 3, 5, and 33 and a 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, 33, 35, 7, and 35, going to be 7, 33 and a half, 5, 7, 5, going to be 7, going to be 5 here, now 7 here, sold 135, 7, Doug 7. 125, and 125 here, 25, 25, 25, 25, going to be 125, going to be 125, 750, and 30, going to be 32 and a half, 35 here, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 40, and 42, 42, 41, and 41, 2, 41, 2, 3, 42, we get 3, 4, 45, and 45, 45, 45 here, 45 there, 45, and 40, 45, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, 45 here, sold 144, Cavernous Bull. 125, 25, 27, 27, 27, going to be 27, going to be 30, we get 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 35 here, 35, 37, 37, 37, 40, and half 40, we get 40, going to be 40, we get 48, 40, and 38 and half 40, 140, 141, and 40 here, 41, 41 Troy, 141, 141, 142, and 41, 2, 3, and 43, we get 3, 42, going to be 3, we get 3, we get 3 and a half, 2, going to be 3, we get 3, sold 142, Doug 6. 125, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 7 to 50, and 20, we get 7 going to be 20, we get 7 going to be 25, 7 and a half, outside 30, and 30, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 to 40, and 40, we get 40, we get 40, 37 and a half, 40, and 37 and a half, going to be 40, we get 40, we get 40, we get 40 here, now 1, and 40, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41 here, same way, 146. 135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35.
Write the rest of it. What he weighed and brought.
135, 35, 37, 42 and a half, 42 and a half, 45, 47 and a half, 50, you're going to be 152 and a half, 55, and 55, 55, 55, 35, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7, 55, going to be $7, 55, going to be 7, 9, 59, 60, and 161, to get 1, to get 2, 62, 3, and 3, 4, 65, 65, 66, 65, 66, Troy, 65, 6, and to get 5, going to be 6, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, here, going to be 7, 7, going to be 7, 7, so 166, Bull X, Cavus, Bull X.
Write that last one down too. Because I do a market report.
Come on, Sunday. Come on. Hey.
135, 35, 35, 35, 37, 5, 37, 37, 40, and 40, 2 and a half, 5, and 47, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 5, and 57, 57, 57, going to be 63, going to be 160, going to be 161, as a good one, has a good one, has a good one, has a good one, 2, 61, 2, 3, and 3, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to be 2, 3, now 3, and 2, 3, going to be 3, going to be 2, down 3, here, Cavus Bull, 162, Cavus Bull.
We'll get another one. Hmm?
2,700 pounds.
Write this one down. Put Char, C-H-A-R. And write his weight and what he's wearing.
Give $2 for Rob. $1.50. 2 and a half, you 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 52 and a half, and 52 and a half, 5, and 57 and a half, 57 and a half, going to be 62 and a half, 5, hands get about 3, 5, and 64, and 3, going to be 4, going to be 3, going to be 4, going to be 3, going to be 4, going to be 3, going to be 4, and sold 163, given Bull. 135, 35, 35, 37, 37, going to be 42 and a half, 45 here, 47 and a half, now 50, now 51, and 51, 3, 51, 3, 53, 55, 55, 57, and 55, going to be $7, 55, going to be $7, 57, 6, 7, and 57, now 7, 7, 8, 57, 8, 9, 59, now 9, 60, and 55, going to be 60, going to be 9, going to be 60, here, Doug, 159, 7.
Write him down too.
135, 35, 45, and 45, it'll get 50, 155, 55, 55, 60, you're going to be 65 now, 65, 1, 3, and 1, 3, 5, and 5, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 9, going to be 69, 71, and 71, 73, 73, 71, 73, 71, 2, 3, and 73, 4, and 74 here, 74, 74, 74, 73, 74, 73, 74, 74, 74, 74, down 74 here, so 173, Doug 7.
Can't you hear me? I'm telling you the price. You'll never make it. Write him down too.
$55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 65, and 70, 100, 71, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 80, going to be 181, 81, 81, 80, 77, 77, 80, and now 83, going to be 81, 84, 1, 2, 83, 84, 85, 85 here, going to be 85, 85, 85, 84, 85, 84 and 5 here, going to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 84 and 5 here, sold 184, Gibbon Bull.
You can do that by just listening to me.
55, 55, 55, 60, 165, and 35, 35, 35, 7, and 7, 7, 9, 169, 71, 71, 73, 71, 73, 71, 2, 3, and 73 here, 74 there, 74, 74, 73, 74, 5, and 75, 6 here, 76, 7, and 77, 77, 78, 78, 77, 8, 9, and 79, 9, going to be 80, going to be 89, going to be 89, 89, 89, 89, going to be 89 here, 80, sold 179, Gibbon Bull.
Write him down.
135, 40, and 35, 40, 140, 140, 145, 45, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 165, and now 70, going to be 170, 170 down, 2.5, 72 and a half. Geez, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 75, 75, and 75 here, 75 there, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, going to be 80, and now 80 there, going to be 80, going to be 80, going to be 80, going to be 80, going to be 80 now, 80 there, going to be 80 here, sort of 177.50, given bull.
Not this one.
$150. 155, 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, here, you're going to be 155, and 55 here, 35, 40, and 35, 40, 135, 40, 145, 45, 45, 45, now 5, 50, and now 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, here, you're going to be 155, and 55 here, 5, 5 here, jiggy 5 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, sold, 150, Ricardo.
No. It's all right. Just save that for another one.
135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37, 5, going to be 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 37, 50, and 30, 40, and now 40, going to be 140, going to be 40, going to be 40, going to be 40, hey, 40, and 140, going to be 8, going to be 40, 30, 8, 140, 140, 141, and 41, 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, 41, 42, 41, 2, so 141, Doug 7. Tag number, anybody read it? Thank you.
Okay.
135, 35, 40, 35 and 40, 40, 135, going to be 140, 45, 45, 45, 53, going to be 50, now 50, 150, and 45, and 53, going to be 145, 50, 50, 50, 50, 45, going to be 150 here, S, 145, 11. Buck 35, 35, 35, 37, 37, 37, 40, 42 and a half, 42 and a half, 45, 37 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, 152 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 35, and 55, 57, 55, going to be $7, 55, $8, and 57, 50, 57, 50, 57, 50, 9, and now 9, going to be $9, 8, now 9, Doug, you're out, 960, and now 60, going to be 160, going to be 9, going to be 60, here, Gibbon Bull, 159. 35, 35, 35, 37, 37, 37, 37, going to be 40, 40, and 42 and a half, and 45 here, 45, 45, 47, 47, 47, 50, and now 51, 1, and 51, 51, 51, 3, 51, 3, 51, 3, 51, 3, 51, 3, and 53, 1, 3, here, Doug, 151, 7. A lot of bulls. Done with them? $35, 35, 35, 37, 37, 37, 37, 37, 37, going to be 37, 50, 40, and 40, 40, 40, 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 42 and a half here, going to be 250, and 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 42 and a half here, Gibbon Bull, 140. 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37, 37, 37, 40, going to be 142 and a half, and 45 here, 45, 47, 47, 47, 53, going to be 150, and 55, 55, 53, going to be 150, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50 here, Doug, 147 and a half, 6, 7.
You listening and learning?
Manny's.
That Manny's bull? Nope.
35, 35, 35, 37, 37, going to be 40, going to be 42 and a half, 5, and 47, 47, 53, going to be 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 5, and 57, 57, going to be 60, now 60, and 7, going to be 161, 61, 61, 61, 60 here, Doug 7, 157.50. 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, and 5 here, 35 here, 35, 37, 37, 40, going to be 140, and 40, and 37, going to be 40, going to be 40, going to be 40, going to be 40, 37, going to be 40, going to be 40, and half 40, and 37, going to be 40, going to be 40, going to be 40, and half 40 here, so 137 and a half, Booker 1. $37.50 and 30, 57, 37, 40, going to be 140, 40, going to be 140, 140, 40, and 40, 40, 40, 40, 42 and a half, 42 and a half, 45, and 45, 45, 45, 47, 47, 47, going to be 150, and half 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 51, and 50, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, here going to be 151 here, Cavadas, 150 bull. 35, 35, 35, 35, 37, 37, 37, 37, 35, 37, going to be 37.50, and now 40, and 2 and a half, 5, and 45, 45, 45, 45, now 45, 45 there, 43.5, and 45 here, 7, and 45, going to be 7, 47, and 9, 47, going to be 9.50, and 49, 53, 49 now, 50, 45, 50, 51, and 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, there, yeah, 51, and 50, 51, another one here, another one here, 50 down, 1, Cavadas bull, 150. Just a swinging. 10, 12 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, bit of a 10, 12 and a half, going to be 10, 12 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, going to be 10, 12 and a half, going to be 10, 12 and a half, going to be outside, 10, 12, 50, and 10 and 12 and a half, going to be 10 and 12 and a half, going to be 10, 12 and 15, and 17 and a half, 20 there, 120, 122 and a half, 122 and a half, Troy, 122.50, and 20, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 20, going to get 2 and a half, 22 and a half here, so 120, Doug 6. Knee knockers. Got Manny's bull. 35, 35, 37, 50, and 30, 57, going to be 40, and 42 and a half, 42 and a half, 45, 45, 45, 47, 50, and 40, 57, going to be 40, 50, and 53, going to be 140, hey, 40, hey, 40, hey, dollar, and 40, hey, 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 dollar, hey, here, Booker, 147.50 on 1.
I'll write this one down for sure.
55, 55, 55, 55, 65, and 65, 65, 70, 175 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 2 and a half, 5, and 75, and 75, 75, 75, 75, and 75, 7, and 75, going to be 77, 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 Cavadas, 175 bull.
175.
Cow time.
Bull sell over.
So why are you making me like this?
Can I put that on a market report on Facebook today? They look at it, see what the market is. That way they know what these things are worth.
They're going to be 6, 7 years old, 6, 7 months.
6 and 7 year olds and 6 and 7 months.
Charlie's my favorite.
I see one 5-year-old.
1 5-year-old.
How come a greyhound? Okay. Cow.
Any idea what they're bred to,
5 and 6.
Terry?
5 and 6.
What are they bred to?
Yep. 5, 6-year-old, 5, 6 months.
Is it M&W? Oh, this ain't Matt Whitman. M&W cows. Not Matt Whitman, is it? Too good for him. 5 6-year-old cows, 5 to 6. Is that right? 5 to 7 years old. How far bred? And they're 5 to 7 months. Got a little old set of stock cows. Turn them back out. $1,000. 1,100. 10, 11. 10, 11, 10, 11, 12. And 12 and 13. 1400 to 1500 to 15. 15, 16. And 1500 to 1600 to 15, 16. And 1500 to half. 1600. And 1600 to half here. 1600 to half. And a half here. 17. And 1700 to 17 to half. 17 to half. 17 to half. 17 to half. 18. 1800 to half here. Going to be 18 to half. Bit of 18 to half. 19. And 1950. And 19 to half. Bit of 19 to half. Going to be 19 to half. Now 2. And 2,000, going to be 2, going to be 2,000, bit of a 2,000, going to get 2, and 2,000, going to be 2,000, bit of a 2,000, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to be 2,000, going to be 2,000. Chris, 19 and a half, put them on 3. 5 and 6 years old.
5 and 6.
She got 1 7, wasn't she? 6, 7 months. 5 to 7 months. 1,000, 1,100, 10, 11, 10, 1100, 10, 11, 10, 1100, 10, 11, 11, 11, 11, 12, and 13, and 13, 14, and 13, 14, 13, 14, 15, and 15, 16, 100, 16, 17, 30, 17, 17, 17, bit of 18, going to be 18, going to be 19, and 19, going to be 2, and 1950, what about half? 19 and a half, 19 and a half, now 2, and 2,000, going to be 2,000, going to be 2050, and 20 and a half, going to be 2050 and a half here, 2050 and a half, going to be 20 and a half here, so what about 2,000? Chris 3, 2,000, Chris 3. Six and 7 years, 6 and 7 months. 1,000 and 1,000 here, 1,000 here, going to be 10, 11, and 10, 1100, 11, 12, 11, 12, and 13, 13, 14, 14, 13, 14, and 13, 100, 14, 14, going to be 30, 40, 15, and 15, 16, and 17, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 18, going to be 92, and 19, 2, and 19, 2,000 here, 19, going to be 2,000, what about a half? 1950, and 19 and a half here, half and a half here, going to be half here, so about 1900, MW. 4 by 6 and 4 by 7. 1,000 and 1,000 here, 1,000, 1,100 and 10, 1,100, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 100 here, 10, 1,100 here, going to be 10, 11, 1,100 here, 11, 12, 11, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, going to be 1,500, 14, 16, and 15, 16, and 15, half, 15 and a half here, half and a half here, going to have 16, and 16 and a half, and 16 and a half here, half and a half here, going to be 1650, and 50, 50, half 17, and 1700, 17, and 17, going to be 17, 10 or 17 and a half, and 17 and a half, 17 and a half, bit of 18, going to be 1850, 18 and a half, going to be 18 and a half, going to be 18 and a half here, going to be 1850, and 50, 50 and a half here, bit of 18 and a half here, 18 and a half here, Mavis, 1,800.
10-year-old, 4 or 5 months.
8 to 10 years old,
4 or 5.
3, 4, and 5 months. I'm going to weigh the cows to you. 120. 121 and 22, 3 and 5, 11 and 27, 29, 29, 31, 31, 31, 31, 30 and 29, going to be 30, 29, going to be 30, 29, going to be 30, 31 and 30 here, 31, 32, 32, 33, 33, 4 and 35, 35, going to be 6, 35, 36, 35, 6 here and 35, going to be 6, 7 and 37, 8, 37, 8, 38, 38, 38, 37, $8, 37, $8 and 37, 30, 30, 30, 30, 37, going to be $8 now, 8 here, Booker, 137, nothing. $131 and 31, 31, 31, 32 and 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 31, 2, 31, 2, 3 and 33, 34, 35, 35, 5 and 34, 5, 35 here, 35, 35, 35, 4, half 5, 6 and 35, 6, 7 here, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 and 36, 7 here, going to be 7, going to be 7, going to be 7, going to be 7, 37, bit of a 7 here, Booker, 136, same way. Same way, Booker.
None of these on my Bible.
121, and 21, 23, 55, 7, 7, 7, 9, 129, 31, 31, 32, 31, 23, and 33, 33, 32, 33, 4, and 34 to 5 here, 36 here, 35, going to be 6, 35, 36, 35, 36 here, 7, and 37 to 8, 37 to 8, 38, 38, 38 dollar, and 37 to 8, 38, 37, 38, 37, going to be hey now, hey dollar Booker, 137.11. Sun shining.
Hi, General. 6 by 7.
6 years, she's 7 months.
Oh, 6 by 5. 6 by 5.
6 by 5. A little high back. 135. 135, and 35, 37, about 37, about 37, about 37, about 37, 40, and 140, 141, 41, 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, 3, and 42, together 3, 42, together 3, 42, 44, and 44, 44, 43, 4, and 43, and 43, 43 and a half, 4, 44, 44 and a half, 44 here, so 143, Cavadis.
I think a 7 by 7.
7 by 7. 125, and 25, 125, and 27, about 27, about 27, about going to be 27, about going to be 30, 32 and a half, and 35, it get 35, it gets 37, about going to be 142 and a half, 45, and 47, 50, 47 and a half, 50, and $1.50 there, going to be 150, it get 50, it get 50, 150, 152 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 152 and a half, and 50, you're going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half here, sold. 150, Chris 3. 135, and 35, 37, about 35, 37, about 37, about 37, about 37, about 37, about going to be 37, 50, and 30, 57, going to be 37, going to be 37, and now 40, and now 40, you get 40, 140, both half, 41, and 40 here, 41, 41, 41, 41, bit get 41, bit get 41, bit get 41, bit get 41, 2, and 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, bit about 2, 41, going to be 2, and hand 2, so 141, Cavadis 3.
I'm about to sneeze, but I can't.
131, and 31, 31, 31, 2, and 32, 31, 2, 32, 31, 2, 31, 2, 3, and 33, we get 34, 34, 5, 35, 36, 37, we get 37, we get 37, and 36, 7, 7, 7, 8, $37, 8, 37, 8, 37, 8, $30, and 37, 8, 38, 38, 38, 38, 38, bit of a day now, hey, so 137, Chris 3. Two-year-old, she's open. 135, and 35, 35, 40, and 35, and 40, 35, 40, and 30, 45 here, 45, 45, 45, 59, 50 there, going to be 150, and 155, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 160, and 55, 60 here, going to be 60 here, going to be 60 here, Antone, 155.
I'm blind, I'm deaf, and I want to be a rock.
131, and 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31 here through, and 32, 32, 32, 33, 33, 34, 34 to 5 here, 36, 37, and 37 to 8, 37 to 5, we get 9, and 40, we get 40, and 40, and 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, going to be 41, 2, and 2, 3, and 44, we get 45, we get 46, and 46 here, 45, 46 here, 45, going to be 6, 45, going to be 6, 45, going to be 6, on 145, Booker, 145.
There's a 3 by 6.
She's a little 3-year-old cow. She's 6 months bred. $1,000. 10, 1100, 10, 1100, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 1100, and 12, and 1200, 13, we get 13, we get 1400, 1500, 1600, and 15, 16, and 15, going to be 16, 53, going to be 16, 15, going to be 16, 17, and 17, 17, 70, half 17, and 17, and 17, we get 17, going to be 17, going to be 17, we get 1700, and 1700 about here, going to be 17, bit of a 17, going to be 1700 here, showtime, 16 and a half.
Come on, Red. Come on, Red. Wait.
125, and 125, 125 here, 25, 25, 25, 25, 27, and 25, going to be 7, 25, going to be 7, 25, going to be 7, 127, 9, 129, going to get 31, 3, and 33, 31, 33, now 5, and 35, going to be 7, 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 $8, and 37, going to be 9, going to get 39, 30, hey, 39, 30, hey, going to be $9, 30, hey, going to be 9, going to get 9, here's all 138, Cavaniss. 8-year-old, she's 7 months. Who gets 700 on her? 800, 900, 1,000, 11, 12, 1,200, 1,200, 1,300, 13, Doug, going to be 1,300, 1,300. Chris, 1,200, 10.
You do it. That's how you keep the flies out of your drink.
I swear when I hear it, how good will this work?
Huh?
When I hear it, this how good will it work?
Good.
And it's at 12. It's over 2 hours. 48. It's screaming at the
Bailey wanted me to tell you, don't just listen to me. Now hear me.
Who?
Bailey.
Who's that?
Bailey Aiken. You know Bailey? Little Bailey?
No.
You know him, Bailey.
That's the same thing, listening and hearing.
Don't just listen to me, hear me.
That's the same thing.
Sun shining?
Oh, I'm so scared. We need to go right now. We need to go. Down. Down. Down.
You feel bad?
Good cow. 6 years old. She's 8 months. 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, going to be 18, 18, 18, 18, 19, 19, going to be 2, 1, and 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, and 2,100 here, 100 here, going to be 2,100, and 2,100 here, 100 here, going to be 2,100 here. Chris, 2,000 on 3.
They are.
135, 35, 37, about 37, about 35, 37, about 37, about 37, about going to be 140, 42 and a half, and 45 here, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, and 40, 7, 47, 50, and 40, 7, 47, 47, going to be 47 and a half here, 47 and a half here, now 50, 150, 150, and 50 pound, 50 here, going to be 150, 50, 50, 50, 50 pound, 50 here, so 147 and a half, Booker.
Write her down on the cows. Write her down on the cows, please.
125, and 25, 25, 25, 1 and a half, and 20, 57, going to be 27, 30, now 30, 30, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 35, 35, 35, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 33, 5, and 35, 7, and 35, going to be 7, 35, going to be 7, 35, going to be 7, 5, going to be 7, $8, and 38, 38, 39, 39, 38, now 9, and 38, going to be 9, 39, 38, going to be 9, $9, going to be 9, going to be 9, here, S, 138, 1, 138, S1. 122 and a half, and 22 and a half here, 2 and a half, 5, and 20, 7 and a half, going to be 32 and a half, 35, and 37 and a half, 37 and a half, going to be 140, 40, 40, and 37 and a half, going to be 40, 40, going to be 40, going to be 40, you're at Thor, 140, and 40, 40, 40, going to be 40, going to be 40, going to be 40 and a half, 40 here, Cavadas, 137 and a half.
And then we'll let
Yeah.
My brothers, they're out there. It's go help them. They're trying to get the cows in there.
Like, it's funny.
9 by 6. 131, and 31, and 31, 2, and 3, 34, 35, 36, 7, and 37, 8, 37, 8, and 9, 139, 59, 30, 39, 39, 30, 39, 38, and 9, 40, and 40, 40, 40, 30, 40, and 39, 40, 40, 40, 40, 39, 40, 40 here. Profit, 139, 9. 135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 5 here, 35 here, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 7, and 35, group 7, hey, we get 38, and 9, 39, 40, we get 41, and 43, 41, 41, 41, 41, we get 41, we get 41, we get 41, and 41, going to be 141, Cavus, 140 on 3.
My goodness.
9 by 6.
9 years, she's 6 months, 125. 125, 30, and 25, going to be 30, 125, going to be 30, 125, going to be 30, 125, and now 30, and 25, and 30 here, 130, 135, and 35, 35, 40, going to be 145, 45, 50, 155, and 55, 60, going to be 160, going to be 155, 60, $1.60 there, 160, 160, 160, 160, sold, 155, Chris, 16. 125, and 25, and 25, 25, 25, 5 here, 27, 27, going to be 20, going to be 27, 50, 30, and 31, going to get 31, going to get 33, going to get 33, 5, and 37, 35, 37, 35, going to be 7, going to get 35, going to be 7, 35, going to be 7 here, Cavus, 135, nothing. You leaving? $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 160, and 65, and 65, 70, 170, 75, and 75, 80, and now headed there, going to be 85, going to be 85, going to be 85, going to be 85, and 90, and now 90, going to be 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 90 here, going to be 90 here, so 185, Ricardo, 185.
Is it a big group?
4 coming.
Okay. Henderson cows. There's 90 head of these, John.
There's 90 of these cows all together.
Commander right there.
Henderson's.
Down there, south of Sayre.
Come down there south of Sayre.
These will be 4 to 6 and heavy bred.
These are 4 to 6 years old. They're heavy bred.
What are they bred to?
What kind of bulls you got?
What kind of bulls they bred to? I had no idea what he said.
Angus.
Angus. All right there, good cows, and they're young, and they're heavy bred right there, 15, 16, and 15, 1600, and 15, going to be 16, 17, and 1700, 17, 17, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 2, 1, and 20, and 21, 21, 21, 2, and 22, 3, and 2, 3, 4, 24, 23, 24, 23, 24 here, 23, 24, 23, 50, and 23, 50, and 20, 3 and a half, going to be 23 and a half here, but about half here, going to be 23, 50, and 20, 3 and a half, going to be 20, 3 and a half, going to be 23 and a half here, and a half here, going to be half, 4, 24, 24, 75, 2400, 2400, 2400 here, 4, so 23, 75, Chris 3.
5 5x7.
She's a 5-year-old. She's 7 months bred right there. 15, 16, 15, 16, 17, 17, 17, 17, 18, 1900, and now 2, and 2000, group 2, group 2, group 2, group 2, group 2, 19, 2, and 2000, 19, group 2, and 2000, 19, group 2, 19, group 2000, group 2, and 2000, Chitwood, 1900.
They already have all the numbers inside, so you don't have to send them. 16 of these weigh cows, John. Just be the lighter end.
He said they've already got the numbers.
They got them all inside. Oh, well, you got to put them in, but you don't have to send them.
Be 16 the next. These cows open.
Yeah. Lighter end.
121, and 21, 21, 21, here, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 27, hey, 9, 30, and 31, 31, 32, 32, 32, 31, 2, 31, 2, 31, 2, 3, and 34, 5, and 35 here, 35, 35, 35, 4, 5, 6, 35, 6 here, and 35, group 6, 6, 7, and 37, 7, 7, 7, group 7, hey, 30, hey, 30, hey, daughter, and 37, 30, hey, 30, hey, 30, hey, 30, hey, 30, hey, 30, hey, now 8 here, Booker, 137, 11.
I wonder if it's just like right here. It's like, you just like walk in here.
Yeah.
Actually.
Be 57 head in this draft, John.
57 on the next draft.
Show you 30 right here.
30 and then 27.
Yes, sir.
Walking cow. All sleeping.
Here's 30 of them coming in.
30?
30.
30. That's so much cow. That's a food. That's a food. It's like, now that's 30.
Hey.
30.
30.
I'm counting. That's 27.
27, Johnny. 57 total.
Be 50 something altogether.
I said it.
125, 25, 5 here, 125 here, 7, and 27, 7, and 25, group 7, 5 now, 7, 7, 7, 7, 25, group 7, 9, and 129, 27, 129, 129, 127, 9, and 27, 129, 30, and 30, 30, 31, and 32, 23, 33, 32, 34, and 34, 34, 35 here, 35, 35, 35, now 5, and 30, 45, 30, 45 here, 135, and 30, 45, 55 here, so 134 Booker. 11.
How many you got here?
11.
11 of the bigger sisters, Johnny.
Who wrote that? They got good handwriting.
Your niece. It was a little bit to be right.
135, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 here, 31, 2, and 32, 32, 33, and 34, and 35, 36, 36, 7, and 37, 8, 37, 8, 37, 8, 9, and 30, group 9, 9, 30, group 9, G 9, 30, 9, and 30, group 9, 30, group 9, 30, group 9, 30, 40, and now 40, 40, 41, and 40, 41, 41, 41, 41, and 40, 41, 41, 31, here, group 141, here, 41, here, so 140, Booker, straight.
Hello, B team.
This cow, John, just a little smaller and got a snake bite.
Okay.
Maybe she start singing. So, if she start singing for a
Yeah. Yeah, you want to sell some baby calves? Yeah, you are. How you gonna get a birthday present?
You gotta work.
You don't buy your own birthday presents. That's the point.
Got me out there, John. Same deal.
Little bump. Daughter. 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. Gonna be 2.5. Gonna be 102.5. Gonna be 102.5. 2.5 here. 75, 80. And 75. Gonna be 80 cents a pound. 75. Gonna be 85 here. Gonna be 85, 85 and 90. And now 95, 95, 95, $5. $1 here. Gonna be $1. Gonna be $1. Gonna be 95. Gonna be $1. Gonna be 95. Gonna be $1. S 95.3.
That's all of them, Johnny.
Henderson's, thank y'all. Now what you gonna do all summer? You got much more? Gotcha.
That's the Henderson pig feed.
There you go. You ride him.
135 and 35 and 35, 35, 35 and 35. It'll get 35. It'll get 35. It'll get 35. Gonna be 35. Gonna be 35 here. 135 and 37.50 and 30. It'll get 7 of hand. Gonna be 30. It'll get 7 of hand. Gonna be 37 of hand. Gonna be 37 of hand. Gonna be 37.50 and 37 and a half here. Gonna be 37 and a half here. Now half here. So 135. Cabinets 9. Bull 9.
Kid
Yeah.
blood in his horn.
Cabinet's bull 9. Yep.
Does it hurt when they get their horns cut off?
Oh yeah. 75 and 75, 80 and 75. Gonna be 80 cents a pound. 75. Gonna be 80, 75. Gonna be 80, 75. Gonna be 80, 85. 85 there. Gonna be 85, 85, 85, 85, 90. 85 and 90. 85. Gonna get 90. 85. Gonna be 90. Gonna get 90. Gonna be 90. Gonna get 90. S 85, 3.
What's wrong with that one? Crooked. That was him, wasn't it?
That was him. That was him. Why the cut his horn? Oh, Daddy got it.
125, 25, 127, 27.50, and 20, going to be 27, going to be 30, going to get 30, now 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 32.55, and 35, 37, 37, 42 and a half, 5, and 45, 45, 45, 5, and $1.45, going to get 5 and a half, 5 here, going to be 145, going to get 5, going to get 5, going to get 5, going to get 5, going to get 5 here, Booker, 142 and a half, 1.
Booker 1.
Isn't that like home carry water?
No, it's meat.
Oh, I'm thinking of camel.
Yeah, camel.
The same thing. Just like those are smaller with more, you know? What kill that? What kill?
$1.20 and 122 and a half, going to be 20, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 20, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 22.50 and 5 and 25, 25, 25, 27 and 27 and going to be 30, going to get 30, going to be 30, about 30 and 32 and a half, 32 and 5 and 35, 35, 35, 5 and half 5 here, 35 here, 35, 35, 37 and a half and 37, 40 and 140 and 42 and a half, going to be 40 and 2 and a half, 41, 3 and 43, 5 and 45, 43, 45, 43, going to get 5, 43, going to get 5, 43, going to get 5, 43, going to get 5 here, cabinets, 143 bull.
That's a mean bull. He ain't mine. I could stop him because I go. I'd be that guy when we were in that thing where you just smack him across the face. I'd be.
Come on, Charlie.
120, and 120 pound, gonna be 120, 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 and 20, 20, 20, 125, and 20 pound 5 here, 5 here, gonna be 125, and 20 pound 5, bit of a 5 here, 125, bit of 5 here, so 120, number 9, S9, I ain't think about you on a little old bull like that. You gotta watch these people. Help me see him dead. Holler at him.
Okay, I'll go. We're having a bark off. Standing at a 5'9",
5-year-old, 3 months.
900 pounds.
131, and 30, 31, 31, 31, 31, 33, and 33, 33, 35, and 35, 33, 37, 37, 37, 8, 37, 8, 37, 8, 9, 38, 9, and 38, 9, 38, 9, 9, 40, and 140 for one, and 40 here, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41 cabinets, 143. 5-year-old, 2-year-old. 2-year-old, 150, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, here, going to be 155, and 55 here, 60, 160, and 55, 60 there, 165, and now 505 here, 5 here, Doug, 160, S11X.
Years old, 5 months bred, John.
3 years, 5 months. 1,000, 1,100, 1,110, 1,110, 1,100, 11 and 1,200, maybe to get 13, maybe to get 14, maybe to get 14, maybe to get 15, 1,600, 1,700, 18, 1,800, 18, 18, 19, and 19, 2,000, 1, and 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 2, 21, 2, 21, 2, and 2,200, going to be 2,200, going to be 200, sold, 2,100. What's the name? Street. Are you Johnny Street that texted me earlier? You are? Okay. Thank you, Johnny. And 21, and 21, 21, 21, 23, and 23, 21, 23, 21, 23, 5, 125, going to be 127, going to be 127, and 25, going to be 727, now 9, going to be 129, going to be $128, and 27, 28, 28, 28, Troy, 128, going to be 128, going to be 128, and 27, 8, 9, and now 9, 30, and now 30, there, going to be 30, going to be 30, going to be 30, going to be 30 here, Booker, 129, nothing. And 21, and 21, and 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 30, 35, and 25, 7, 25, going to be 7, 9, 129, 129, 129, 127, going to be 9, and now 30, 29, 30, 29, going to be 30, 30, 29, going to be 30, 30, 30, going to be 30 here, Booker, 129.
If you are not Timothy, you are not good.
She looks young. 135 and 35, 40, 135, 140, 40 and 35 and 40, 45, 45, 45, 50, $1.50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, there you're going to be 150 and 45 and half, 50, 150, 150, there you're going to be 145, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, and you get you're out 150. You're out, Doug. Sold 145 S 11X. 11X.
Why is everyone dipping? Huh? This is bad. Who's screaming in the
My
microphone?
goodness. 131 and 30, 31 and 30, 31 and 32, 32, 30, 33, 30, 40, 35, 35, 6, here's 7 and 37, 7, 8, 37, 8, 38, 9, 30, 9, 40, 1 and 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, 4, you're at 42 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 46 here, 45, 46 out of here, 45, 6, 7 and 47, $8 and 40, hey, 47, hey, here, 47, going to be $8, hey, here, so 147 Booker.
You can write those down. Last ones. Forehead. The last four. Forehead. What they weigh? 1408.
125, 25 and 5 here, and 25 and 5 here, 5 6 cutter, and 26 7, 9, 30, 1, 31, 31, 32, and 2 3 and 33, 34 here, 34, 35, and 35, group 6 cutter, 35, group 6, 35, group 6 here, 35, 36, and 35, group 6 Troy, 136, and 35, 36 out of there, 5, group 6 Booker, 135, 12.
Why was that so chat? That looks like
135 and 35, 40 here, 35 and 40 and 35 and 40, 135, 40, 135 and 40, and then 40 and 5 and 45, 50, $1.50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 145, 50 and 45, 50 there, 45, 50, 145 and half, 50, 50 here, yes, 145, 21.
21.
What are you doing?
Yep, 131 and 31, 30, 31 here, 31, 3 and 5 and 37 to 7, 8, 37 to 8, 37 to 8, 9, 30 here, 9, 9, 30 here, $9, and 30 here, 39, 39, 39, 39, 38, 9 here, 30 here, 9, 40 and 40, 40, 41 and 40 here, 41, 41, 41, 41, going to be 141 and 40, 41 here, 1 here, Cavadas, 140.
Hey, look, it looks like
Those Chris's last two.
shot. Let's put a band-aid over it, please.
31 and 31, 31 2 and 31 2, 31 2, 32, 31 2, 33 and 33, we get 34, we get 35, we get 36, 37 and 37, and 7, 7, hey, 9, 30, 40, 41, 30 and 140, 31 and 41, 42, 42, 41 2 and 41 2, 41 2, 41 2, Troy 142, going to be 141 2 and 41 2, bit of 2, going to be 2, sold 141 on Booker.
What is that? That was my shot.
9-year-old, 3 to 5 months.
8, 9 years old or 3 to 5 months, 120. 121 and 21, 21, 3 and 21, 3, 3, 121, 23, 21, 35 and 25, going to be 7, 127, going to be 127, going to be 127 tonight and 27, going to be 125, going to 31 and 33, going to 33, going to 35, going to 35, going to 33, 5, 7 and 39, going to 39, going to 40, 35, going to 40, 39, going to 40 and 35, 40, 40, going to 40, going to 40, going to 40 here, so 139, Booker 12.
139?
Yep.
139,000.
135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 and 5 here, 6 out of 35, 6, 7, 38, and 38, 38, 38, 39, 39, 38, 9, and 38, good to be 9, 38, 39, 38, 39, 38, 9, 40, yeah, 40, big 40, big 40, big 40, big 40, 39, 40, and 39, 40, 40, big 40, big 40, good to be 40, Doug, 139, 5.
Okay, hold on. Let me scoot my.
131, and 31, 30, 31, 31, here, 2, and 32, 32, 32, 31, 2, 3, and 33, big 34, big 35, big 35, and 5 here, 5 here, 34, 35, and 34, and 5 here, 6 otter, and 37, 37 of 8, 37 of 8, big 9, and 38, 9, and 38, 9 here, big 9, big so 138, Booker, 21. There's a little old hungry cows here. 110, yeah, 110, 110, 12, 12, 15, 17 and a half, 20, and 20, going to get 2 and a half, 125, 125, and 27, 50, and now 30, going to be 30, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 35, and 30, going to get 7 of 37 of 37 of going to be 40, and now 40, 40, 40, going to get 40, going to get 40, 140, 140, and 40 and a half, 40, going to be 40, going to get 40, going to get 40, going to be 140 here. Chris, 137 and a half, 4X.
How much more are there? Is there like a few people that tells us?
About 4 more hours.
Nuh-uh. If it ends at 3, I'm gonna walk out of this.
7-year-old cows are 5 months. 135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37, 37, 37, 37, 37, 50, and 30, 57, going to be 40, and 40, 40, 40, and 48, 38, 38, 38, 38, Troy, you're out, 38, and 38, 38, 38, 38, 38, 38, 38, 38, 38, bit of a date here, Booker, 137 and a half, 21.
Go ask the people in the back how many we got left. Go ask them in that hole. Say, how many we got left? Yeah, go ask them.
$125, 25 and 5 here, 125 and 5 here, 125, 7 and a half, and now 32 and a half, 5, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 here, 35, and 32 and a half, 35, 35, 35, it's Jason's, 135, 135, Booker, 132 and a half, 21.
132 and a half.
2 more. Good. Here's another one.
Is his? No.
Never mind. Here's Wagner's. 110, 110, 12, 50, 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, 15, 17 and a half, 20, going to be 122 and a half, 5, and 27, 50, and 20, 57, going to be 20, 57, going to be 27 and a half, 30, and now 30, 32 and a half, 32, 50, and 30, 52 and a half, going to be 32 and a half here, Cavitas, 130, X.
How many did they say? 141?
Hey, this chair is stupid.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, you are. 140.
No, 200.
Huh?
200.
Oh, 240?
240. 135, 35, 135, 35, 37, 37, 37, 37, outside, 37, 50, 40, and 40, 40, 40, going to get 40, going to be 140, going to be 140, going to be 140, and 2 and a half, and 42 and 5, and 45, 45, 45, 45, 45 and a 5, going to get 5, going to get 5, going to get 5, going to get 5 here now, 5 here, so 142 and a half, S1. 10 by, what'd you say? 10 by 7, 120. 122 and a half, and 22 and a half here, half here, going to be 25, and 25, 7 and a half, 7 to 30, going to be 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 5, and 37 and a half, 40, 142 and a half, 45, 47, 50, 50, and 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, and 52 and a half here, but what I have here, Chris, 150, 16.
240, folks said.
240 left. Oh, 230. We just sold 2.
Oh, so then, like,
6-year-old, 5 months. 135, 35, 37, 37, 35, 37, 37, going to be 40, 40, 42 and a half, 45, and 47, 50, and now 53, going to be 150, 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, bit about half here, going to be 52 and a half here, Booker, 150 on 21.
this thing is not strong. Actually. This thing is weak. My knees are strong.
35, 35, 35, 37, 37, 37, 35, 37, going to be 37, 50, and 37, going to be 31, and 38, 31, 31, 32, 32, 31, 2, 31, 2, 32, 31, 32, 31, 2, and 32, 2, Gibbon, 131. 9 by 5. 5 by 5, guys. She's a 5-year-old. She's 5 months bred. Who give 1,000, 1,100, and 10, 11, 10, 11, 119, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 1,600 there, 15, going to be 1,600, 17, and 17, 17, 17, 18, 1,800, and 17, 18, there, 17, 18, and 17, 18, 18, 17, 1,800 there, 1,700 straight. 3 years. He's 5 months. Daughter 10. Daughter 10 a pound here. 10. Daughter 2 and a half. You get 2 and a half here. 102 and a half. You get 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. 2 and a half. 102 and a half. 5 and 750 and 7 7 and 10. Going to be 110. 12 and 10. 12 and 10. 12 and going to be 10. 12 and going to be 10. 12 and 15 and now 15. 17 and a half. 17 50 20 and daughter 20. Going to be 120. Going to be 20 now. 2 and a half and 25 and 25 and 5 here. 5 here. 125 and 25 5 here. 5 5 5 125 here. So 122 and a half. Showtime.
You call that cow gross?
I don't like her. Gross.
Oh, that's
So
kind of
that's
rude.
the way.
I bet you just hurt your feelings.
6 by 6. 1,000, 1,100, and 10, 11, you 10, 11, 100 here, 10, 11, 112, and 12, and 13, you get 13, 14, and 14, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 1900, and 19, 1900, and 19, John, you're out, 19, and 2, and 2,000 here, 19, going to be 2, and 2,000 here, half, now 2, and 2,000, Johnny, and 2,000 here, half here, going to be 2,000, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to be 2, 2,050, and 2050, and 20 and a half here, half here, 20 and a half here, Chris, 2,000 on 3, 4.
What? He says you wash what?
You look at his foot.
50 cents a pound, 20 cents a pound, 30 cents a pound,
36,
30.
40. Oh,
You got her. That's 3. 20.
dang, I felt bad for that one.
Yeah.
What is it?
I think it was a heifer. Was it? Steer?
That was a steer? No way.
I have no idea.
It looked like it.
131, and 30, 31, 131, 31, 31, 2, and 33, we get 33, we get 34, we get 35, we get 35, 6, 37, and 37, hey, 30, hey, 30, hey, 30, hey, 37, and 30, hey, 9, 30, hey, we get 40, 141, and 40, 41, we get 45, we get 45, we get 41, going to be 41, going to be 41 here, so 140, Kevin is 10.
Do we have any numbers for Manny? Manny, do we have any numbers, back tag numbers for Manny? Who's screaming back there? Who's on the line?
The girl, the kid.
Oh, Collins? Collins?
Yeah. She's screaming into it. I'll walk in there tonight. And then their little girl had no shoes on. I'm like, you don't have shoes on? Like, let's go straight. You get like diseases on your feet, you know? Like get diabetes on your feet. Zach, you did buy that right now.
Good little pair of guys right there. Here, 1,000 on the pair. 10, 11, and 10, 1100, and 10, 1100, 10, 11, 12, and 12, and 13, 14, 15, 16, and 1600 there, 50 there, going to be 1600, and 16, 17, and 17, 17, 17, 18, 18, 1800, 1800 there, 17, 18, 18, 18, 17, 18, here, 17, 1800 here, so 1700. Who? David Velasco. Gotcha.
That baby was the size of the computer. And that one too. That's gonna be mine.
1,000 on a pair. 10, 11, 10, 1100 here, over 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 13, we get 14, we get 15, going to be 16, 17, 18, 1800, 18, 18, 17, 18, 1800 here, over 1900, and 19, 2,000 here, over 19, going to be 2,000 here, and down 2, and 2,000 here, going to be 2, yeah, David, 2,000, and 2,000 here, over 1, and 2,100, and 2,100 here, over 1, 21, 21, 21, 2,100, and 2,100 here, over 1 here, the same way, 2,000.
I put it in my house.
That kid weighs a lot more than you think.
Probably like 200. Don't you think? There's 200.
What's your problem? You talk too much.
No, I bet I can pick it up and pick you up. What's going on? Why is everyone leaving? What the heck? I think it's our turn to leave. Why is that one white and the baby's black? What the heck, Gary? Hey, Gary. Why do you have to slam your phone? Like,
That Maddie's bull, Ricardo. There's Maddie's bull. We got the Hereford papers.
When's he born?
He was born April 23rd, 2021. We have all the pedigrees, all the certificate right up here in hand. If anybody needs a good, very, very, very well-bred bull. If you guys need a Hereford bull, he'll load in the pasture. Just pull the trailer out there and he'll jump right in. Right there, waiting to you, 150 pound, 155, and 55, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, $55, and 55 here, 5 here, 155, and 55 here, 35, 37 and a half, and 37 and a half, going to be 42 and a half, and 45, 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, going to be 50, and half, 50, 50, 50, 7, 8, 50, 850, and 48, 50 there, 40, 50, and 40, 50, 148, $1.50, $1.50 here, maybe 50 here, so 148, Doug, 7.
Look at that one's horns.
What, the goofy off?
You can take a stick of that.
P.O.
Don't we?
P.O. that bull.
Hey, they're gonna PO that last bull.
I think that bull don't just like
$2 and a half, $2 and a half here, 102 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 102 and a half, 102.50, 2 and a half here, 102 and a half, 102 and a half, 75. 75 now 80, 75 going to be 80, 85, 85 there going to be 85, 85, 85, 85 and 90, 95, and 95 and 5 here, 95, 95, 95, 95, and 95 here, 5 and 5, 95, 85, 85 here, so about 90. Chris, nothing. She's 8 months bred calf right there, going to be 750, 750, it's 7 and a half here, 7 and a half, going to be 800, 800 there, 7 and a half, 800, and 750, 800 there, 800 there, 7 and a half, going to be 800, and now 8 there, now 850, 850 now 859, and 900, 950, 9 and a half, 9 and a half here, 950, and 9 and a half, 9 and a half, 950, and 950, 50 and a half, now 10, 1,000 here, 10, 1100, 1100, go to be 10, 1100, go to be 1,000, 1100, go to be 10, 1100, sold 1,000, David Velasco.
For what?
31, and 31, and 31, 31, 32, 32, 3, and 33, we get 34, we get 35, 6 out of 7, and 37, 38, 39, 39, 40, we get 41, and 41, 2, 43, 43, 44, 45, and 44, 5, 6, and 47, 47, 48, 49, 50, and now 1, and now 2, 3, 4, 53, we get 4, and 53, 4, 4, we get 4, 5, 155, Gibbon, 154.
Write that one down on your cows.
65, as a good 5, as a good 65, as a good 5 and 5 here, 65 cents a pound, 65, as a good 5, as a good 70, and now you get 75, and 75 here, 75 there, 75, 80, and now 80, 85, 85 there, 85, going to be 85 and 5, but about 85, 5 here, so 80, Chris, 12.
Did he even eat past 2 months?
Straight.
He was fasting. He was definitely fasting. He was trying to get that workout within. Like that one. Chicken bone.
5-year-old, 131, 31, 30, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, and 30, 31 here, 1, 2, and 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 3, and 33, we get 34, we get 33, 4, 5, and 35, 35, 35, 34, and 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, 600, and 35, going to be 600, 3, 5, going to be 6, Gibbon, 135.
Oh yeah, we got mints back here. You want one?
The red ones too.
No, don't give him a red one. Do not give him a red one.
Why?
They're spicy. You'll get
Old cow, 6 months. 121, and 21, 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, and 20, 21 here, 3, 121, 3, and 21, 3, 125, 127, 129, 131, and 33, 33, 31, 33, 31, 33, and 31, 3, and 31, 33, 33 here, Antone, 131. 131, and 30, 31, and 31, 31, 31, and 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 31, 2, 31, 2, 31, 32, 3, and 33, we get 34, we get 35, we get 34, 5, and 34, 5 here, 5, we get 5, we get 5 here, 34, now 5, and 34, 5 here, 5, we get 5 here, Cavus, 134, 3. That goes to Braden Lancaster. Yeah. Just PO this one.
Okay, we're gonna PO this one.
Yeah, this one goes to, just put on there, goes to Braden Lancaster.
Hey,
Yes.
Terry's talking to you.
That's not her? $1.50. 155, 55, 55, 60, 5, 70, 5, 175, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, going to be 175, and 75 here, 175 here, 175, Ricardo, 170.
Yeah.
6-year-old, she's 7 months, what a cow. 15, 16, 15, 116, 130, 50, 60, 17, 18, 19, 18, bit of a 19, and 1900, and 19, now 2, and 2000, 19, going to be 2 1, and 2100, and 21, going to be 2, 2200, 21, going to be 2, and 22 here, going to be 2200, and 2200 here, going to get 2, and tone, 2100. 121, and 21, 21 here, 21, 21, 21, 21 here, going to be 121, and 21, 1 here, 21, 21, 3, and 21, 3, 1, bit of 3, 1, now 3, 1, bit of 3, 123, so 121, Chris 10. You got any bundles, Coy? They all singles. Huh?
Cody LaFoe's daughter, I think.
I think it's Cody's daughter.
4-year-old. Summer help.
$2.50. $2.50 here, 102, going to be 2.5, going to be 2.5, going to be 2.5, and 105, going to be 110, going to be 110, going to be 110, going to be 105, 10, and 10, 15, and 10, and 15, 30, 10, and 15, 30, 10, 15, 20, and 121, 21, 20, going to be 120, going to be 120, going to be 120, showtime, 115. 2, showtime 2, and you can pin them together. 135, 35, here, 5, 35, 35, 35, and 35, 7, and 35, 7, 7, 7, 7, 35, 7, 9, 39, 41, 41, 141, and 39, 40, and 39, 40, 40, 39, going to be 49, 49, 1, and 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, you're out here, 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, bit of a 2 here, Troy, 141, Gray, 10, 141.
Feeder, don't breed her. That's on top. You gotta.
She's been aborted.
Yeah, probably. Feeder, don't breed her.
Feed her, don't breed her. $1.50. 155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 5, and to get a 70, 75, and 75, 75, 75, 175, and 70 and a half, 5 here, 70 and a half, 5 here, 70 and a half, 5 here, so 170, Terry 9. 135, and 35, 37, 37, 37, 37, 40, 140, 142 and a half, and 40, 2 and a half, 42 and a half, 5, and 45, 7, going to be 150, and now 50, 150, 50, 52 and a half, and 2 and a half here, 3 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, Gray, 150, 10.
You go walk around.
50 cents a pound. 55. Now 5. Yeah, 55. Now 55, 55, 55, 55, 55. Now 5. And 55, 60, 5, 70, 75. Now 70, 80. And now 83, 80, 75, 80, 75, 80, 75, 80. 80 cents a pound here. 80 here. Sold 75. Chris, nothing.
I wonder what happened to the older Viper. Like, I haven't seen them in a while.
Jill flirted bull. $1. 50 cents a pound. 50, 60, 60, 70, 80, 90, $1. $1. That's 90 on 3.
What happened to the other Vipers team that we used to play? They must have broken up and all went scattered.
Oh, older?
Oh, I don't know. Freddie's team?
No, they usually practice at ours right after we do.
I don't know what happened to them.
$1.10, yeah, $1.10, could be 110, could be 110, 110, 12 of 10, 12 of 15, 17 and a half, 20, and 23, could be 120, could be 122 and a half, 125, and 7 and a half, now 30, now 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 5, and 30, 57 of a half, 37 of a 40, and now 42 and a half, 42 and a half, 42, 50, and 40, 52 and a half, 42 and a half here, so 140, Cavernous Bull X. Lime steer, $1. 105, in now 5 here, 105, 105, outside 5, and 105 here, 105, 10, 110, 15, and 20, 120, 120, 120, 115, 20, and 23, 120, Cavernous, 115, Bull X, just X. $75 a pound, yes, 75.80, and 75.80, 75, good 80, 75, good 80, 75, good 80 here, 75 now 80, and 75.80, 75, good 80, bit of 80 now 80 now 80, 75, good 80 S, 75 on 3.
I'm gonna go beach. You know, that's what I want to do right now. I want to be at the beach. In Florida. Florida. That was fun. I'm just kidding. But what's that even for? What's that for? What's that for? What's that for? What's that for?
That's Coy. He might know.
Why? Well, I only use one camera. I only one. Is he a technology dude?
Coy?
Yeah.
No.
Well, how would he know? Dang. He's negative 5 pounds. How does he possible?
What's wrong?
His foot.
35, and 35, and 35, 40, and 35, and 40, 35, and 45, 45, 45, 45, 53, going to be 50, and 45, and 50, going to get 50, 45, going to be 53, 45, going to get 50, sold, 45, S3.
Snake bit him.
Red Angus pair.
I want that one. Give me
1500, 1500, 1500 here, 1500, 16, 1600 here, 6-year-old pair, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 17, 17, you're going to be 17, 1700, 17, 18, 18, 18, 1800, 1800 here, 1800 now, 1800 I sold, 1700, David Velasco.
My river's watered down. Mr. Telephone.
Sell the red cow. 135, 35, 31, 31, sell the red, 31, 30, 31, here 2, 32, 1, 2, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 31, 2, 32, 1, 2, 31, 32, Jibid Troy, 31, 2, sold 131 to Gibbon on the red cow. Get. 110, 10, 12 of them, bit of a 10, 12 of them, going to be 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 10, 12, 50, and 10, 12 of them, going to be 10, and 12 of them, 15, and now 17 and a half, 17 and a half, going to be 120, going to be 120, going to be 120, and 20, 20, 20, 120, 122 and a half, and 22 and a half here, 5, and now 5 here, 5, to get 123, 5, and 20 now 5 here, 23, now 5, and 25 here, 23, to get sold, 123 cabinets.
Cow came down there at Tuttle.
I could pick that up.
Nathan Hart.
Here's the harp. She's a 4-year-old. She's doing a whale of a job raising that calf, isn't she? Bull calf. All right there, 1500, steer calf, 15, 16, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2, 2000, and 19, 2, and 2000, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 24, 23, 24, 23, 4, and 2400, and 2350, and 20, going to be 20, going to be 2350, 23 and a half here, half and a half, going to be 2350 out, John, 2350, and 23 and a half here, street, 2300. Yes, sir. 250 pound, 255, 55 here, 255, and 55 now, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 5, 70, 275, and now 75, 75, 275, and 275 and 5 here, 75, 275, and 270, 80, and 285, and 285 here, 85, going to be 85 and 5 here, 85 here, so about 280. Terry, 2.
That's PBR finals, bull finals.
PB&J fighter. PB&J. Peanut butter fighter.
What'd you do on them red cows?
I ain't really. The only good bred cows I seen was bringing right around 2,000. But those ones.
7 and 8 months.
These are all 7 and 8 months bred. 1,000, and 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,100, 10, 1,100, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 12, and 12, 11, 12, 13, 13, 13, 14, and 14, 14, 14, 14, max out, 14, 15, 15, 16, and 1,700, and 17, now 17, 17, 1,700, 16, 17, and 17, 16, 1,700, and 17, hey, you get 1,700, going to be 17, 17, 17, going to be 100, 1,700. Velasco, 1,600. $1.50. 155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 57, 57, 50, 57 and a half, 60 there, 161, 60 there, 160, and 60, 160, 160, sold, 157 and a half, Booker 1. 100. Slip bull. We got them slimp cows. This will be the daddy of them. The daddy of the babies, I guess. $1.50. 2.5. You get 2.5 here. 2.5. You get 2.5. Go to 2.5. 5. And 55, 55, 55, 75, 57, 57, 57, 57, 50. And 57.5 here. 57.5. 57, 50. And 57.5 here. 57.5 here. Here, Gibbon Bull. 155. Another one. Here's another one. 150. 2.5. You get 2.5 here. 5. And 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 57, 50. And 57.5 here. 6, 7. And 56, 7, 7. 56, 7, 7. Hey, 59, 89. And 60. 160 there. 160, 160, 160. So 159, Doug 7. $135, 35, 37, 37, 37, going to be 42.5, 42.5, 42, 55, 47.5, 47.5, 47.5, 50, and now 2.5, 2.5, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55 here, 55 5 here, Booker, 152.5, 1. 135, 35, 40, 35, 40, 140, 45, 50, 155, and 55, 60, 165, 165, and now 70, 170, 170, and now 5, and 75 here, 175, 75 here, 75, $5 here, so 170, S11. $135, 35, 37, 37, 37, 37, 37, 37, 37, 37, going to be 42.5, 5, and 47.5, 50, and down 2.5, 2.5, and 55, 55, 55, 3, and 53, 5, and 55, 55, 7, 59, 57, 9, 60, 160, 160, and now 60, you give 160, going to be 160, Thor, you're out 60, so 159 to Gibbon Boo. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55, 5 here, 5, 5 here, 51, and 50, 51 here, 1 here, going to be 151, and 50, 51 here, $1 pound, 110, 20, 30, and 35, and 35, 40, 45, 45, and 45, you got over here, 45, 50, $50, 150, and now 57.5, 50, $50 here, 150 here, showtime, 147.5, boo. Hit them all together. Whose are these? I have no idea. Yep. 135, and 35, 40, 140, 140, 140, 140, 140, 35, 40, and 35, 45, and 45, it'll get 50, and now 50, 150, it'll get 50, it'll get 50, 145, 50, and 55, and 55, 55, 60, here 5, 65, 70, 170, 175, and 75, 5 here, 175 here, so 170, Terry 9. About another hour, bud. About another hour.
So at 1.
131 and 30, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31 and 30, 31 here, 2 and 32, 33, 33, 33 and half 4 and 30, 45, 35, 6, 35, 600 and 35, 36, 7 and 37, 7, 7, 7, 7 here, $8 and 38, 38, 37, 38, 37, 38, 37, bit of a day and how weight, cavernous, 137, 3. 37 of A, stay right there, $37 and 37 of A, 37 of A, 37 of A, 37 of A, 9 and 38, 9 and 39, 9, 38, 39, 38, 39, 38, now 9, 38, 40, 40, 1 and 41, 2, 3, 42, 3, 42, 3 and 43, 42, 3, gray, 142, 10. She's a 4-year-old. She's 7 months bred. Who gave 800? 8, 9, 8, 900, 9, 10, and 10, 100, 11, 100, 12, 100, 12, 100, 1200, half 12, and 12, 50, 12, 12, 12, 12, going to be 13, and 1300 here, 13 and a half here, half here, 14, and 1400 to 1400, and 14, 14, 14, 14, 1400, and 1400 here, 14, 14, 14, going to be 14, going to be 100, so 13 and a half, showtime. And 21, and 21, 21, 21, 3, and 21, 3, 5, and 25, 7, 27, 29, 29, 27, 29, 27, 9, and 27, going to be 29, going to be 7, going to get 9, Doug, 127, 5. One 41, and 41, 40, 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 45, 46, and 47, 48, 49, 50, and 51, and 50, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, here, going to be 152, and 52, 3, and 53, 4, 53, 4, and 55, and 59, 5, 6, here, 55, 56 out of there, 5, going to be 6, 7, and 57, 57, 57, sold 156, grade 10.
Write that one down on your cow, that last one.
7 years, 2 months. 121, and 21, 20, 21, here, 21, 21, 21, 21, 3, and 21, 3, 3, 23, and 25, 7, 9, 131, 3, and 35, 37, and 37, 9, 39, 37, 39, 37, 9, and 37, bit of a 9 here, so 137, Chris 4. $10, you 10, 12 of a van, going to be 10, 12 of a van, going to be 110, 12 of a van, 10, 12 of a van, 15, 7, hit it a hand, 20, 122 and a half, 125, and 25, 127 and a half, 30, and 30, going to be 30, going to be 30, going to be 30, Doug here, 30, and 30, 30, 31, and 31, 2, 32, 3, 33, 33, 32, 3, 4, and 34 to 5, 35, 35, and 34 to 5, 5, 35, 35, 35, so 134, Booker, 12. 1 by 8. Back to domino on you boys. Right there, going to be 1,000, 1,100, and 10, 11. You 10, 11, 100, 10, 11, 12, and 12, and 13, 1,300, 14, and 14, 15, and 15, 1,600, and 1,600 there, 15, going to be 1,600, and 16. She's a 4-year-old. She's 8 months. 1,600. 1,600. 1,700. You sure? Sold 16 and tone. This one's 4 and she is open. 35 cents a pound. 40 cents a pound. 35, 40, and 35 and 40, we get 40, 35, 40, and 35 and 40, we get 45, and 45, we get 50, 5, and 55, 55, 60, 5, 65, and we get 70, we get 70, we get 70, we're going to be 70, we get 70, sold 65 S3.
Lake, yep. Huh? Huh?
350, 350 and a half here, half and a half here, going to be 350, and now 4, and 400, even to get 400, 400, 400, 400, 400, 400, and now 4, 3 and a half, even to get 4, and 3 and a half, even to get 400, yeah, Bob, 400, and 400, 400 there, 400, even to get 400, even to get 400, even to get 400, even to get 400, 400, 450, now 5, 500, Kevin. 500, and now 5, you're out on line. 500, 500, 500, even to get 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 500, Antone, 450. Eight-year-old, she's 7 months. 135, and 35, 40, and 35, 40, 135, 45, and 45, 45, 45, 45, 50, and now 5, and 55, 60, 160, 160, 160, 160, 160, 160, and 55, 60 there, 160, 160, 160, 160, 160 here, Chris, 155, 16. One 145, 5 here, 45, 45, 41, and 41, 40, 41 here, 40, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41 here, going to be 141, and 40, 41 here, 41, down to 35, and 35, 6, 7, and 37, hey, 30, hey, we get 30, hey, we get 9, we get 9, 30, hey, and a 9, and 39, we get 9, Gibbon, 138. She's a 10-year-old. She's 5 months. Daughter. 105. You get 5 here. 105. You get 5. You get 5. You get 5. Now 10. Going to be 110. Going to be 115. Going to be 125. And 25. 30. 135. 35. 40. 145. 145. And 45. You get 5. You get 5. You get 5. 145. Profit. 140 on number 11. Ten-year-old, 3 months. Daughter 20, you 22 and a half here, 5, and 25, 25, 25, 27, 27, 27, 30, going to be 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 31, and 30, 31 here, 31, 31, 31, 2, and 32, 32, 31, 2, 1, we get 2, Doug, 131, 5. $5 years old. She's 7 months. She's got her hip knocked completely down. Dollar pound, 105. You $5 here, 105, 105, 110, going to be 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 110, 15, 20, 125, 125, 30. $30, 30, 30, 30, here, 30, 30, 30, 125, going to be 30, 30, 125, going to be 30, 30, so 125, Ricardo. Either it's a hip down or hip up. Eight-year-old, she's 7 months, daughter. 105, daughter 5, you get 5, you get 5, you get 5, now 5, going to be 110, 15, 20, 120, 120, 120, 120, you get 20, 125, and 25, you get 30, and 25, going to be 30, you get 30, 125, 35, and 40, going to be 145, 145, 50, and now 5, you get 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 60, here, 160, so 155, profit 9. Profit 9. 121, and 21, 21 here, 21, 21, 21, 3, we get 5, and 27 and a half, 30, and half, 31, 31, 31, 30, going to be 30, we get 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 32, 50, and 30, we get 2 and a half, going to be 30, we get 2 and a half, going to be 32 and a half, 5, and 35, 7 and a half, 40, and 142 and a half, 42, 50, and 40, we get 2 and a half, going to be 42 and a half here, sold 140. Chris, number 4X. Chris, 4X. 10 by 6, 120. 125, 25 here, 125, 25 here, 5, 30, 5, 40, and 45, 45, 50, 150, 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 5 here, so 150, profit 9.
We've sold a lot of singles today.
You got any bundles back here? Bring more. $165. Here you're going to be 165. And you 5 here, 65 here, now 5 here, 52 and a half. Here 2 and a half, 5 and 55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 50 and 57 and a half here, 57 and a half, 56, 7 and now 7 and 56, 7 and 7, 7, 56, 7 here, now 7, 7 here, bit of a 7 here, so 156. Give and boo. 135, and 35, 37, 37, 37, 37, 40, going to be 42 and a half, and 40, going to get 2 and a half, 5, and 45, 47, 47, going to be 150, and 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, now 5, and 50 now 5 here, 55 now, so 152 and a half, Doug, number 7.
Halftime. All right, we're caught up with the vet. Take a little break. We'll be right back after these messages brought to you by I don't know. No tailgating this weekend. Maybe cart gating. With him. Mm-hmm. Not us.
How old's those cows? 4, 5, 6-year-old pairs. Slimps down that gray smut. All right there, 2,000, gonna be 2,100, and 2,100, 21 and 2, and 2,3, and 22,3, and 22, gonna be 2,300, 22,3, 22,3, and 22, gonna be 23, and 4, and 2,400, 24, 23, 24, 23, 23, 4, and 2,400 by 23, 400, 23, 4, and 2,400 by 23, 24, 23, 24, 23, gonna be 400, Caleb, gonna be 24, now 5, 2,500, 4.5, 25, 2,500, and 24 and a half, 25, 25, 25, 2,500, and 2,550, and 20, 25, 600, and 2,600 here, 5 going to be 2,600, and 26 and a half, and 26 and a half here, 7, and 2,700, going to 7, and 27, going to be 27, 27, about 27, and 27 here, 7, 7, 7, half 7, and 2,700, going to be 2,700, going to be 2,700 a half, and 2,750, and 27, 7, and half 8, and 28 here, 28, 28, 2,800, and 28, going to be 2,800, and 2,800 here, now 28, now 28, 2,800, that's so 2,750, Chris 8.
How many was on there, 5?
Yep. 6 and 7-year-old pairs. Big old coupons at the side, 2,100, yeah, 21, and 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, 21, 200, and 21, 2, now 2, 3, and 22, 3, 22, 3, going to be 22, 3, 22, 3, 22, 304, and 24, 5, and 2,500, 5, here, 5, 600, and 25, going to be 6, 7, and 27, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 700, now 7, now 8, half 7, 2,700, and 27, 700, going to be 2,700 a half, 2,750, and 27 and a half, and 27, 7, going to be 27 and a half, going to be 2750, and 27 going to be 27 and a half here. I'm with Caleb. 2750, 2750, 27 and a half, done. 2,700 on one.
You writing them down?
How many? Them? You want me to write them down? You want those? Look at that spider.
7-year-old families, 2, 1, and 2,100, yeah, 21, and 20, and 21, 21, 21, 22, 22, 22, 21, 2, 3, 4, and 24, 5, and 25, 600, 25, going to be 600, 25, going to be 600, and 25, 6 here, 5, going to be 2,600, and 25, 6, 7, and 27, and 7, 7, 7, 700, 6, 7, and 2,700 about 26, 7, and 2,700, going to be 27, going to get 2,700, and 2,700, going to be 2,700 here, street, 2,600, street, 2,600.
How many streets?
All right, here, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 15, 16, and 1,600, 15, going to be 16, and 17, 18, 19, 19, 19, now 19, and 19, 2, and 2,000, here, 1, and 20, and 21, 21, 2,100, here, 2,100, and 2,100, here, 100, 2,100, here, so 2,000, Chris, 7.
Look at that spider. That's a spider. That's a spitter. He's hanging. He's gonna make a new sketch.
Hanging around.
I can even go to Arkansas with us the other day.
He went to Arkansas
With your father.
to do what?
So big.
I'm good, actually. I would only have gone if I
131, 31, 30, 31, here, 131, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 25, 600, and 25, going to be 600, 25, going to be 600, 25, 6, here, 25, 26, 7, and 27, 28, and 28, 28, 28, 28, 28, 27, bit of 8, and 27, bit of 8 here, so 127, gray, straight.
Yeah, Cody. He's all two mine.
How old? 5-year-olds. 125, 125, 30, and 25, 30, 25, going to be 30, 25, going to be 30, 125, going to be 30, 125, now 30, and 25, going to be 30, 30, now 35, and 35, 40, 45, 145, 150, and now 50, 45, 50, 50, 50, 50, 145, now 50, so 145, Chris, 4X.
He gives the mark report. You want to sell these two kids real quick? Sell these two kids.
6 is that?
There's only one. What do you see?
There's gonna be two. I think there's two.
There's gonna be two. There's gonna.
Say, you better give 350.
Anybody give 350?
Yes.
3.5.
3.5. Now 4.
Quit spinning. Quit spinning.
Yep.
4.
4.5.
4.5.
Yep.
500.
500.
550.
550.
Yep.
600.
600.
Yep.
650.
650.
650. You're out of line.
650. You're all in night.
6.5.
6.5.
Now 700.
Now 700.
Gotta be 700.
Anybody give 700?
Now 750.
Now 750.
800.
800.
800, John. Gonna be 800.
800.
75. 800.
75. 800.
You're out, Chris.
You're out, Chris.
8 1/4.
8 1/4.
850.
850.
850.
850.
Anybody want to give 850?
Anyone will give 850.
So 825.
Sold 825.
SO.
SO. What happened to the one calf?
Huh?
What happened to the one calf?
Yeah. Hey, little guy. Little heifer. Say
I
little
want
heifer.
that one. Little heifer.
300.
300.
Anybody get 300? We get
Anybody? 300.
Yes.
350.
350.
400.
400.
400. Yes.
450.
450.
Now 500.
Now 500.
500. Add online.
500. Out online.
500.
500.
500.
500.
Anybody want to get 500?
Anybody want to give 500?
Sold 450.
Sold 450.
Chris O.
Chriso.
Antone, is that all the calves? Cows. Good job, bud.
I'm literally better than you.
Okay.
Literally.
What was that? Is that what you're gonna do in the draw?
We're still better.
Good job, dude.
I'm better.
Yeah. They're gonna be all single, 40-year-old and 8-year-old. Then I open cow.
Okay. I'm going to sell you that cow. That's a 4x8. Her back tag's 5630. I'm going to sell her by the head. 4x8. Well, you just put one in. Just put one head. I'm going to sell her by the head so you don't need to wait.
Nice cow, nice cow, nice cow.
See what I'm saying? You might take the average and put it on the bottom. What is that? 4,000. I don't know.
You got it.
All right, say one by the head. 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 16, 1,600, 17, 18, 92, and 2,000. Going to be 2,100, and 20 now 1, 2, and 22 and 3, and 23 to get 3. Going to be 2, 3 out of line. 2,300, and 22 to get 3, and 22 to get 3, 22 going to be 3, and 3, 4, and 24 now 5, and 2,500 here, 500 to 4 now 5, and 2,500 here, 5 to get 5 to get 5 to get 5 to get sold. 2,400, Chris 4.
That fly's been up there all the entire time.
Good.
Good. That spider's gonna eat you. It's coming towards you. It's staring you right in the eyes.
I don't think that's a spider, dude.
You gotta check and see. What is it?
So
It's some type
red
of bug.
cows. 2,400 high.
What other bug makes shooting webs?
Yeah. And then your buddies, what they bring, 22 or 3?
I don't know.
23? Yeah. Kind of 2,000 to 2,400.
Que le abran a una para atrás, pues.
That's all right. Shortbred, 4 months later.
Well, I got some
8 by
guys.
4 and open cow.
Do I need to sell these separate? Sell the 8x4. 125s, 125, and 125, 125, 125, 125, 30, and 25, gonna be 30, 125, gonna be 30, 125, and 30, selling the red cow, 130, and 25, 30, and 25, gonna be 30, gonna get 30, 125, gonna be 30, gonna get 30, gonna be 30, now 30, 125, gonna be 30, 125, gonna be 30, Chris, 125 on 13.
Oh, 8x4 in the ear tag.
This blow.
They sold the 8-year-old, right?
8x4.
The 8x4 and then this 13.
Come to find out when they bring that other one in.
That's gonna be my signature.
It ain't very good.
Yeah,
I would do it like this.
what's your signature?
Mine?
How is that your signature?
I'll do yours like this.
Okay, that was the one that sold, right? Okay.
Why that? Is that Corbin Cooper?
Mm-hmm.
Dion?
John Cook.
You suck. You just glitched out.
5 open, 125, 25, 27 and a half, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 40, and 42 and a half, 45 here, 45, 45, 45, 45, John, 45, and 45, and 45, 7 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, and 150, gonna be 152 and a half, gonna be 2 and a half, gonna be 2 and a half, gonna get 2 and a half, gonna be 2 and a half, great, 150 on 9.
Then 6 and 7 years old.
6 and 7 years, 6 and 7 months. Or those bred slim cows. 1,500, 1,500, 15 had a half here, have a half here, going to be 16, 17, 18, 1,800, 18, 19, and 19, 18, 19, 2, and 2,000 here, 19, going to be 2, and 19, 2,000 here, 19, going to be 2, 1, and 21 here, and 21, 21, 20, 50, now 1, and 21 and a half, 21 and a half, 21 and a half, going to be 2, and 22, 100 and a half, 22 had a half 3, and 23 and a half 3, and 22 and a half, going to be 23, out of line, 2,300, and 23, and 2,300, and 2,300, going to be 23, Andy, going to be 2,300, and 22 and half 3, and 23, going to be 23, going to be 2,300, going to be 23, going to be 2,300, Chris, 2250 on 4.
5 by 3 and 5 by 4.
Here's 5-year-olds. They are 3 and 4 months. 6-year-old, 5 and 6 years old. Fall cappers right there, here, right there, 1,500, and 15, 16, and 15, 50 and a half here, half here, going to be 15, 50, and 50, 50 and a half here, half here, half here, going to be half, so 1,500, Chris, 4.
Chicken pot fry. Chicken pot fry.
Thank you to the Slimps.
Draw me a bull.
Huh?
Draw me
Blue?
draw on this one.
You want it sideways or looking at you?
I don't care. You do it.
Cows, second drive, or they're open. Some open.
All open.
Shortbread and open.
121, and 21, 2021, here, 3, and 3, 5, 7, 9, and 127, 128, 128, $128, and 28, and 9, here, $129, and 30, 30, 30, 131, and 32, 32, 32, 33, 33, 4, and 34, 34, 35, 35, and 34, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, here, so 134, Booker 12.
5 and 6 months, I think. 7 months. Yes, that's how it's done. 5 months.
5, 6, and 7 years old,
5, 6, 5
and they're
and 7.
5 to 7 months. 1500, 15 and a half here, have and a half here, going to be 15 and a half, 15 and a half here, have and a half here, going to be 16, 16 and a half, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, going to be 18 and a half, 18 and a half, 19 and a half, 1952, and 2000, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to be 2050, and 2050 and a half here, but what a half here, going to be 2050, 20 and a half here, have and a half here, going to be 20 and a half here, Chris, 2000 on 4. $121 and 21 here. Going to be 110, 12 of them, bit of a 10, 12 of them, going to be 10, 12 of them, 10, 12 of them, 10, 12 of them, 10, 12, 50, and 15, 17 and a half, 20, and 122 and a half, 122 and a half here, 121, 3, and now 5, and 23, and now 5 here, 23, bit of 23, bit of 7, and 27, and 7, 7, 25, going to be 127, 5, 7, and 25, going to be 27, 5, going to be 27 here, so 125, Booker 12.
Pretty good. Pretty good bull. That Coy couldn't do any better than that.
Now I'm gonna draw a baby cat.
Pretty nice rig you got here, guys. Here's some 2-year-olds. Caleb Hammonds. 5 and 6 months bred, guys. Pretty nice set of bred cows. 1500, 1500, 1500, 1500, 16, 50, 1600, 50, 16, 17, 1700, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, and how to, and 2000 here, 1, and 2100 here, 1, 21, 21, 2100, and 21, 2, and 2200 here, 1, 2, you're out of line, you're out, Andy, 2200, and 22, and 2200 here, 1, 2, 2200, and now 3, and 23, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2400, and 23, 4, 23, now 4, you get a half, now 4, 2400, and 24, and 24 to 4 here, 4, 4 an hour, yeah, you're out on line, 2400, 2400, and 24 to 4 here, 400 to 4 there, 2400 and a half 4 there, you 4, straight 2350. 6 and 7 year olds, and they're 5 to 7 months. 1500, 15 and a half here, have and a half here, half, and 15 and a half here, 16, half, 17, 17 and a half, and 1750 and a half here, have and a half here, going to be 17 and a half, 18, 18 and a half here, 1900, 19 and a half, now 2, and 2050, and now 1, 29, 21 and a half, 21 and a half, 2150, 21 and a half, going to be 2, and 2200 and a half here, going to be 2250, and 22 and a half here, going to be 22 and a half, and 20, 2 and a half, going to be 20, 2 and a half, going to be 22, going to be half. Chris, 2200 on 4. One of them is shortbred, 2 of them will be open. 125, 25, 125, 25, 25, 25, 25, going to be 127, and 25, going to be 75, going to be 7 half, going to be $28, and 28, 28, 28, 28, 28, $28, and 27, going to be 28, going to be 27, going to be 28, 9, and now 9, 30, going to get 30, not 1, and 30, 30, 2, 30, 2, 33, 33, and 4, and 33 and a half 4 here, 33, 34, 33, and 4 here, Booker, 133, nothing. 21.
What did Victor do? Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Look at that. I branded it and I gave him a brand and I gave him a
9 by 7. 1,000, and 1,000 here, 1,000, and 11, and 10, 11, 100, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 12, and 1,200, we get 13, we get 14, and 14, we get 1,500, 1,600, 17, 18, 18, 18, half 18, 18, 18, 1,800, 1,800, 18, 18, sold, 17 and a half, profit 9. 6-year-old, 6 months bred. 1800, 18, 19, 18, 19, 18, 1900, and 19, now 2, and 2000, here, 1, and 21, 21, 21, 2100, and 2100, here, 1, here, 100, sold, 2000, Chris, 4.
Hey, ask them if there's any more baby calves. We may have sold them all already, Anton.
You know those hairy cows that Mama likes? I drew one of those. Like this. I'm only really good at drawing things. I'm really good at drawing things.
$10, and $110, here, group 110, 12, 110, 12, 110, 12, group 10, 12, group 10, 12, 50, and 10, 12, group 110, 12, group 10, 12, group 15, and 15, $17, 17, 50, 17, 17, here, 17, here, Chris, 115, 13. 7 years, she's 4 months. 131, and 31, 30, 31, here, 31, 2, and half 34, and 30, 45, 35, 600, 37, 37, 8, 37, 8, 9, 41, and 41, 2, 41, 2, 3, 43, 42, 3, and 42, 3, 4, 43, 4, 43, 4, Booker, 143, 21. $125, 25, 7, and 25, group 7, 27, 9, 125, we get 31, we get 31, we get 33, we get 31, 3, and 35, and 33, 35, 33, 35, 7, 37, 37, 35, group 7, 35, group 7, 35, group 7, Booker, 135, 21. Nobody knows, Anton? 31, and 31, 31, 31, 31, 32, 32, 33, 34, 34, 35, 36 here, 37, and 37 of 8, 37 of 8, 37 of 8, 39, 40, 41, and 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, and 3, 4, 45, 600, and 46 here, 45, go to 6, Cavaniss, 145 on 3, Cavaniss 3.
It's a birdie.
8-year-old, she's 5 months. 125, 25 of 5 here, 125, 25, 25, 25 of 5, 30, 30, and 25, 35, and 35 and 40, going to be 140, 140, 140, and 35, you get 40, 35, you get 40, 35, 42, 5, 42, you get 40, 37 to 40, 140, and 40, 40, 40, going to be 149, 49, 49, 40 here, so 137 and a half, profit 9, 11.
I told you we'd be done by 1.
Yeah, we didn't take a break. You think this one? You think right
We need to call him.
You need to call Shrews.
10 by 8.
She's a 10-year-old and she's 8 months. $20. 125, 125, 125, 125, 30, we get 35, 35, 35, 40, 145, and now 50, going to be 150, going to be 150, going to be 145, 50, and 45, 50 there, going to be 150, we get 50, we get 50, so 145, Booker 8. 120. 125, 25 of 5 here, now 29, 5 here, 25, 25, 25, 125, and 25, 5 here, 5, 30, 5, 45, and 45, 50, and now 50, Chris, yeah, 50 there, 145, 50, now 5, and 50, now 5 here, 55, 55, 55, it's 150, Chris, 4X.
4X, 4X, 4X.
I had to throw a pig.
Looks like a rhino. Hippo.
Rude.
131, and 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 3, and 33, 1, we get 33, 31, 33, 31, we get 3, we get 3, now 3, and 35, and 35, going to be 7, we get 39, we get 39, now 7, now 9, and 37, going to be 9, total going to be 7, we get 9 here, Booker, 137, 21.
Is this a big group?
Bunch of them coming.
How many?
What about this deal?
It's going.
Just what? Calm down. Chill out.
Take it down, chill.
She got she.
125, 25, 27, 27, 27, going to be 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 35, 35, 37, 50, and 30, 57, going to be 140, 140, 140, Doug, 140, now 1, and 40 here, 41, 41, 41, going to get 45, going to get 41, going to get 40 with Doug, 145.
140, 5.
131, and 31, 33, and 33, going to get 3, 33, 31, 33, 31, 33, 31, going to be 3, going to get 3, going to get 3, now 5, and 35, and 35, going to be 7, and 35, going to be 7, 35, going to be 7, and a half, 35, going to be 7, Gibbon, 135.
You draw a sheet. Get my show sheet.
I was trying to, and then I missed it.
You got a sheet yet?
I'm making
120, 22 and a half here, a bit of a half here, going to be 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 121, and 25, 1 here, 3, 3, 21, 3, and 23, 3, 21, 3, Booker, 121, 21.
how did
Yeah, I got him on yesterday.
how did those ears look like? Peas on
8 by 6. 10 by 6. 125, 25, 5 here, 7 and a half, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 35 here, 35, 35, and 37 and a half, 40, and now 40, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 45, 45, 7, 50, 50, $1.50 here, 150, going to get 50 there, going to be 150, so 147 and a half, Booker 8. Booker 8. Daughter 2 and a half. You 2 and a half here. 102 and a half. 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. 2 and a half. Going to be 102.50. You 2 and a half here. 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. Cabinets $1. Straight. Cabin.
Cabinets. Hey, we're trying to have a sale in here. My clerk can't hear nothing.
shade
I didn't know it was me, sorry.
goat. Those have tiny ones, don't they? They have like the goat.
Some of them got some big ones. What are we supposed to do here?
What else are they called? Chickens.
Hold on. They're coming in. 21. If they're stolen, they got them off different places.
Are we supposed to sell them?
Yeah, so
Okay.
they're all open.
All right there, going to be $2, 2 1. You 2, $1 here, here, going to be 2 1, and 2 1 here, going to be 2 1, and 2 1 here, going to be 2 1, now 2, and 202, and 202, down 2, going to be 202, and 201, 2, and 223, and 3, going to be 4 here, 5, and 205, going to be 6 out of there, 5, 6 here, and 205, 206 here, 5, going to be 6, so 205, Chris, 7X.
sell today?
Chicken.
Brad's right off of
Shortbread. Are all 2 months? Okay.
I'm hammering this towel up a little bit. It's heavy.
What'd you get for those, John?
205.
Stop moving. Over the top.
What do you put?
What? I think 56.98 might. What did I do?
Where do you put? Like, what do you color it in with these?
His hair. No. Animals have hair. Okay, I just noticed everyone slept.
Okay, there's shortbread, $2. 202 and a half. You 2 and a half here. Have and a half here. Bit of a half here. Going to be 250. You 2 and a half here. Have and a half here. Going to be 2 and a half. Going to get 2 and a half. Going to be 202. 50 and a 5 and 5 and 2 and a 5. Going to get 5. Going to get 5. Going to get 205 and 2 and a 5. Going to get 5 and a half. Going to be 2750 and 7 7 and a half. Going to be 7 and a half. Going to get 7 and a half. Going to be 7 and a half. Going to be 7 and a half here. So 205. Same way.
Is it?
5-year-old family.
You want to sell it? You want to sell it, Perry? Huh? You want to try it? Oh, wait.
1,500, yeah, 15 and a half here, have and a half here, going to be 1,550, now 1,600, and 1,600 here, have and a half here, going to be 16 and a half, 17, and 17, going to get 17 and a half, 17 and a half, going to be 1,800, 18 and a half, going to be 18 and a half, going to be 19, and 19, going to be 1950, and 19 and a half, going to be 19 and a half, going to be 1950, and 19 and a half, $1, going to be 19 and a half, going to be 1950 here, straight, 1,900. That's it. Thank you guys for being here today. Y'all have a good week. See some of y'all back here at 9 o'clock in the a.m. Have a good day.